Meanwhile, global leaders have condemned Belarus's diversion of the Ryanair flight and the detention of a journalist. The move has provoked a furious outcry from European leaders who described it as a hijacking and an act of state terrorism. The European Union is set to discuss toughening of its existing sanctions against Belarus at a pre-planned summit today. EU Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen has pushed for sanctions after the forced landing. The issue shall be discussed in an EU summit in Brussels later today. Von der Leyen said on Twitter, those responsible for the Ryanair hijacking must be sanctioned, adding that European Union leaders on Monday would discuss what action to take. In Athens, where the flight began, Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis tweeted, "The forced landing of a commercial plane to detain a journalist is an unprecedented, shocking act." While Lithuanian President Gitanas Nausėda described Belarus's actions as abhorrent, Lithuanian prosecutors said that they had opened a criminal investigation into the hijacking of the plane. Poland's Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki denounced Belarus's actions as an act of state terrorism, while French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian called for a strong and united response from the European Union. The NATO military alliance has demanded an international investigation into the diversion. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg tweeted saying that this is a serious and dangerous incident which requires international investigation. The spokesperson for the EU Council Chairman Charles Michel also confirmed that the EU leaders would discuss further sanctions on Belarus. A spokesperson said on Twitter the consequences and possible sanctions will be discussed at this occasion. The UK has warned that the Belarus flight diversion will have serious implications. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab tweeted, and I quote, "This outlandish action by President Alexander Lukashenko will have serious implications." Exiled Belarusian opposition leader Svetlana Tikhanovskaya has called for help from the international community in her video address. Tikhanovskaya insisted that not one person in the world who flies over Belarus is guaranteed their basic safety, and that Belarusians need decisive actions and the help of the international community.
Отныне ни одному человеку из любой страны мира, который совершает полет над Беларусью, не гарантирована даже базовая безопасность. Ведь сегодня Лукашенко лично устроил международный скандал, использовал военную авиацию против мирных граждан Беларуси и стран Европы с целью расправы над одним единственным человеком. Больше никто не застрахован. На месте Романа может оказаться каждый.
Lithuania and Latvia have called for international flights not to use Belarusian airspace, demanding a clear answer from the international community and the European Union. Lithuania's foreign minister has suggested that the Belarusian airspace should be deemed completely unsafe for any commercial flight. He added that the EU should consider widening the scope of its fourth round of sanctions on Belarus or introduce a fifth.
Well, first of all, I believe that Belarusian airspace is completely unsafe for any commercial flight. And it should be deemed this not only by EU but by international community. Because now this instrument could be used for any plane crossing Belarusian airspace. And I think that it should be first and very clear answer by the community. If not by the community, then by EU. We're still in the preparation of the fourth sanction package, which is being proposed to the 27. I think it has to be adopted.
Meanwhile, the detained journalist Roman Protasevich supporters gathered at Vilnius airport calling on Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko to release him.
We want to tell to Lukashenko that we want he give to us again Roman, because it is a terrible situation, and Lukashenko makes some things. It is more worse than Kim Jong-il right now. It is genocide in Belarus.
Protesters took to the streets of Kiev demanding that the Ukrainian government take stronger economic measures against Belarus. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.